Coach Ken coming back to you once again. It's been a long time since I've done any videos, so I apologize for that. But been really busy working on some other projects, things here and there. Still have some coaching clients, and I keep a small base of clients. I don't take on a lot of people, but I'm back. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I've been around a long time, 31 years in bodybuilding. I've been a NPC coach for probably over 20 years now. NPC judge back in the day, back in the early 90s in Pittsburgh where I grew up. So you got my Steeler colors on, so you Steeler fans out there, let's go Steelers. But I wanted to come back and let you know that, being with Enhanced Athlete was a great process for me. It was a great partnership. I still talk to the owners, Anthony, Dr. Huge. We still keep in touch. I haven't talked to them in a while. There's been some turmoil and some trouble going on with their company. So good luck to those guys over there and hope everything works out well. So far, it's not really been a huge issue with Anthony. I think he's, I don't know, last I talked to him was about 2 weeks ago. I think he's in the Philippines somewhere. And the other owner, I believe, is being detained at the time. So I don't know all the details now. I don't want to get into all that stuff, but to let you guys know what's going on for those that don't. But I want to talk to you about coaching, and I took some notes, and I have two screens here, so I'm not just reading off some, bogus website. But I do take notes from other websites, and I do look at other projects and programs and diets and manipulations and protocols. And at the end of the day, I want to tell you that there's a ton of protocols out there, and I've seen tons and tons, hundreds of them probably. I'm not sure how many over 30 years, but at some point I think they blend together, and I think that you have to look at all the variables when you're coaching somebody and see what exactly does that person need. My current client that I have right now, one of my current clients I should say, he's been struggling. He's got some issues with certain protocols have not worked well for him. We taking carbs out, putting carbs in, too many changes at times. So it's just a matter of getting on the right page with your client, finding out exactly what's going on with them, how they feel. Sometimes it's day to day. If they're stuck and they're plateauing, I've got to get them through that plateau. And as a coach, that's one of the hardest things to do is break someone through a plateau, depending on what my notes dictate from that person. So, and what that means is I don't know exactly what's going on with some clients because I could give them a protocol. I know it's working. It's worked in the past with other people, and seems to be the best protocol I can give to that person at that time. If they make a change and I don't know that, that makes it hard for me as a coach. So I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just saying that sometimes I don't know. And for you guys out there that are training for contests, make sure you get a prep coach that's going to be engaging with you and not just slap together the same exact canned protocol for every single client. And I've seen this 1,000 times. There are certain trainers out there that do almost the same diet plan, and I know that because I've worked with them. I've paid them to see what kind of protocols they do and to see what exactly their process is and to see how they make changes. And some guys do, like George Farah believes in high carbohydrates, not high, but a moderate to high grams of carbohydrates in the 3, 4, 500 grams. Some people like Dave Palumbo just doesn't believe in the high carbs. He says it's just a fuel source, which is true. But some people burn carbs better than others. Some people burn fats better than others. Some people burn a combination just as good as anybody, but some you just have to give them different things. And sometimes it's trial and error and say, well, I gave him low carbs. He's looking flat. I throw carbs in. Now he's watery. So maybe in the middle somewhere, he's looking to look better. So all that being said for now, I'm going to take my glasses off because they're glaring and I'm sure they're annoying to look at. So for me, they're getting annoying. And it's hard for me to see the screen. It's a little bit fuzzy. So there's 3 reasons why I think you should hire a coach, and I want to go through a few of these details with you. Feel free to comment. I'm on my phone right now. This is my first time with YouTube Live. My computer's doing burnouts right now, trying to get this live thing going. I didn't know this existed, but it's cool that it's live right now. So you guys that are out there looking in, please send some chats, send some comments. If you want to catch me by email, my personal email is coachkenx@gmail.com. Again, it's coachkenx@gmail.com. Also, check out our Instagram page at coachkenx. You'll see a lot of my past clients that I've trained before and after pictures. Everybody from, Anthony, Dr. Huge, Kane Bishop. I can't remember the guy's first name, but Billion. He did some posing with me, some videos, and some other people in there too. So And to talk a little bit about Anthony before I get into the training, the way Anthony and I first met was a friend of his who I didn't know contacted me out of the blue. Was working with a local coach here, said that they were just overcharging him, charging him upfront fees, fees for this, fees for nutrition. A gamut of, 400 bucks to join, $150 for this, and $200 for that, and $50 for that, and it turned him off. He's a wealthy guy, but he just didn't like the idea of being nickel and dime to death for one program. That's all he wanted. So he wanted to do a show. I'd say within about, he came into me, his name is Brent. He came in flat, very pretty lean for the most part, but flat. He was about 8 weeks out from a show, and we just threw some food at him, and he just changed overnight. And it grabbed Anthony's attention really quick. He called me and said, "I need to talk to you now." And we talked. He wanted to do a show. It was his very first show. Anthony came to me with a very good base, I mean by base meaning like structure, muscle bellies that were good, full and round, uh, detail, pretty good legs, decent calves, things like that. He's put together pretty good, and you can see how he's progressed throughout the years. But having that good base and structure, I thought this guy's going to go somewhere. He's got a really good physique. The other guy did too. He just didn't want to get into the body, but he wanted to do one show, get his feet wet. He thought from there I'll try it again maybe, but he was pretty heavy and lost a lot of weight and did really good. But he got down to about 5.5%. So when I worked with Anthony in the beginning, our first contest together, our first for everything we did was posing, nutrition, cycle protocols, nutrition, supplementation, macros, all that stuff, cardio, training. He got his first. He was the first guy called out in men's physique in his very first show, and I was very proud to say that it was part of what I did with him, helped him get to that point, get him started. And fortunately for both of us, we met again and kept in contact, and Enhanced Athlete was formed. I played a big role in that part. It was pretty fun, but things change. So the reason I'm bringing that up is Anthony is someone who's studied science. You've heard his videos, you've seen what he's done. He's traveling the world. He's going to find all the best chemicals, all the best research chems, all the best protocols you can possibly get in supplementation, and everything is pure because what he found was the products he was looking for had the least amount of lead and all that kind of stuff and impurities in the products. So, thanks to Anthony, it's helped me get to where I am as far as more presence in the bodybuilding world too. So, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. But back to the coaching part again. I brought up Anthony because he was a good client. Brent was a good client. I've had some clients who just kind of fall off the wagon because they just don't follow protocols. And I have to tell you, if you hire a coach, you're hiring a coach for one thing. It's called accountability, and that accountability is huge because you cannot. You can do it on your own. Can you do it better with a coach? Yes. It's like when you're training. If you're going to press 225 on a bench press, you need a spot to get 3-4 reps. Will you progress beyond that by yourself without a spot? Yeah, probably not. You're gonna drop the bar. And most people, the fear in their mind is, I got 225 for three. I want to get 230 today. Well, what if I missed my mark? And your mind starts making these thoughts process going, yeah, what if I drop it? I'm going to embarrass myself. Well, who the fuck cares? I've dropped the bar before. I've dumped a squat before. I've pulled a lat doing barbell deadlifts, things like that. Stuff happens. Deal with it. But you got to push yourself. Having a coach will keep you accountable, keep your diet intact. It'll keep you on track for, what foods you're eating, how you feel day to day, access, things like that. And what I do with my accountability with my clients is I like to create a protocol of nutrition, typically macros. I don't go by calories because it's just irrelevant at this point. Cycle protocols, supplementation, what foods to eat, how much protein, how many carbs, how many fats, how much cardio to do, and everything all is one program. And it's all specific based on you and your goals and how you look too. Because I can't take a guy that's 200 pounds, 5'6", and he's kind of chubby, and give him the same amount of food as say someone like Anthony who came into me at around 12%. It's just not going to work. They could be the same age. It doesn't matter. You got to have different protocols for different people. It's not going to be, okay, hey, you eat 6 meals a day and you're going to eat, and I've seen this, and I've had coaches, and I've had talked to different coaches that we just, talk about things, and they say, well, I give all my clients the same thing. 4 ounces of turkey, 4 ounces of rice, a cup of green beans, and they do that 5 times a day to get a base. Okay, well, that's fine. That might work well, but is that going to work for everybody? Probably not. I don't know. It really depends on what you're eating when you come into the program to see what food to give to you. If you want to check out a really cool picture, is there's a girl on my Instagram page. It's a back shot of her lats, and that pose was a 4 week transformation. I think it was a 4 week transformation or two, based on what she was eating compared to what I gave her. She just filled out her muscle because her diet was very poor, but she didn't know what she was doing. Hope that makes sense. Um, Next on the list would be is, you know, you need an objective. You need to be someone, in your mind. I'd say the mindset's probably one of the biggest things. Arnold has always said, and you can look this up and it will say it again, but um, everything's in the mind. And Dorian says the same thing. You create your story with your mind, and you do. Or Dorian Yates believed that he could win, and he knew he was going to win from day one. He said there was no doubt. Nobody ever outworked him, and that was true because of his thought process. Now, some people, I've got a few clients right now that in their mind they think they have to always change. Can I change this? Can I change that? Can I change that? No. That's the reason you hired me, to give you protocols that work, and I know what works. If I didn't know it, I wouldn't have an Instagram page. I wouldn't have the former page from Enhanced Athlete that they still carry with the clients I help from there. It's just a matter of the mindset. Like I'll give an example. Kane Bishop. He was posing and posing before the Sacramento show, I think 2 years ago, and he could not hit his lats. So he posed. You can see the videos are posted on the YouTube channel at Enhanced Coaching, and he just could not get the lats to flare. He couldn't get him to pop. We worked with him for probably 2 posing sessions, and it finally happened. I said, "Look at the before and after." He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, now I see." And he just turned around, and hit the lat shot again. Just it clicked. And once it clicks, it clicks. And the judges always say the same thing: if we can't see it, we can't judge it. So keep that in mind. The mind will play games with you. It's called the mind fuck. Sorry to say that, but it is. It gets closer to a show. 6 weeks out, and your mind starts playing tricks on you. You're tired. You're fatigued. You're doing cardio. You don't want to do cardio. You can't sleep as good as you did. You're getting hungrier. You need food. You're starting to track calories, going, "Oh man, I've only got 1,800 calories now. I weigh 200 pounds," or something like that. It's a challenge, and that challenge is going to get you through. But you have to understand, if you don't suffer through the contest, you're just not going to place as well as you think you will most times. Some guys are mentally just strong. I had a client, Brandon, who I just kept dropping his calories. Dropping his calories. It was little by little by little by little because he was progressing and progressing and progressing. I thought, let's push him a little bit more. And I told him, be ready to suffer. I asked him, how do you feel? Fine. I said, are you sure? Yep. Okay. You're positive. Yeah, so you're not tired. You're not fatigued. Your libido's good. You have energy. I'm good. Okay. And he's like, can you cut my carbs? And I said, why do you want to cut your carbs? He goes, I just want to go keto. I said, well, let's try. About 6 weeks out. Cut his carbs, still doing stairs. He got down to 1,300 calories, and he still felt fine. I asked him after the show how he felt. He goes, still good. And I pulled him aside. I go, tell me that wasn't a struggle. He goes, yeah, it was, but he made a really good comment. He said, I just had to control it. And in his mind, he controlled the thought of, I know I'm hungry. I don't feel good. I'm grumpy. I'm mad at my wife when I shouldn't be, blah, 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 blah. But at the end, he knew that I have a goal. And that goal was a serious goal he wanted to accomplish. And he did it. And he placed first place. So keep that in mind. The mind is everything. One more thing. I think you need to understand that, it's a learning experience. When you work with a coach, you should have a personality that matches your coach. I just took on a new guy a few weeks ago. He's very serious, dressed head to toe. I look at him in the gym a few times. He's got NPC clothes on, a barbell, chain on around his neck. He's got the Bev Francis sweatshirt on when I see him. He's serious, and he's in good condition. So, good physique. We saw him pose a couple times, or saw him pose last week, and he got a lot of potential. So, someone like him is easy for me to coach because he's very diligent. He tracks his foods. He knows what he's doing as far as a base. But now we're going to take him to the different level and teach him how more dense nutrients are going to help him fulfill the muscle density, bring out the muscle. And the funny thing about him is he can't gain any weight right now. He's been stuck at the same weight for a year. So when it comes to bodybuilding, if you're stuck for a year, you're wasting a lot of time. And having a coach will help you break that plateau. I already know what to do with him. I already know. I don't care what he eats. I just know what to do because I know the amount of calories he's eating is keeping him there. I watch him train. He's got some things he needs to work on. The intensity needs to go up, and he's going to grow. It's going to be a lot of fun. So a few other things when you want to pick a coach, make sure your philosophy fits their philosophy. Or if you want to try something new, be open to it, but be loyal to that coach. Make sure that if you say, "Hey, I like what you have to say. I don't agree with it, but I want to try it." Try it for the whole 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks, whatever it is. Or if it's off season, try it for 2, 3 months. Don't try it for 2 weeks and go, it's not working. I'm going to go with a different coach. Because some coaches are not going to want to take you on. They're going to say, look, you've already been with a coach 2 months. You gained 2 pounds. You're trying to build mass, and you want to switch coaches. I would say, why? Why are you switching? You gained a couple pounds. I mean, are you not getting the help you want? Is it not working out? I mean, and they're like, well, I don't know. We don't get along very good. Okay, well, then that's good. Then it's time to change. But make sure your philosophy fits them. Make sure the educational background. I don't care if someone has a PhD or a doctorate or whatever, no degree. It doesn't matter. What matters is, can they answer your questions? Can they give you full detail on why it is the way it is? Or say like, my thyroid's low. Can they help you manipulate that somehow? Can they help with that? No. Yes. I don't know. In the experience, I took some notes. I don't want to say, something like the experienced coaches out there are the ones that have either been on stage, been around, maybe judged a show or two, trained a bunch of athletes. If you're 20 years old and you think you're a coach because you did one show, that's cool. I mean, good for you. You got to start somewhere. But at the same time, you have to remember that um, you're paying the same fee for another coach. So when I did personal training in the health clubs, I had a lot of fun and I gained a lot of clients really quickly because people would look and go, well, this guy's in pretty good condition. Well, I'm not like shredded and ripped and huge, but I was in good shape for the most part. Still keep myself okay. But people look at me and it's like, that guy's been around a long time. And that guy over there is small and he just started training. He's 20 years old, but this guy is 40 years old and they're charging the same price. So think in your mind about which one you think has the most experience for the same price. Because if you're going to pick experience over non experience, that's going to be your best bet. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I apologize. I've been out for a long time. Just a lot of things going on in my life. Good things, not bad things. Just everything's good. So I hope that Enhanced Athlete is back on track again. I hope that everything works out well for them. I love those guys over there. They all, like I said, we all keep in touch still too. So any questions you have for me, I'm going to start doing some more videos. I'll figure out this live thing. It's on my phone, but I can't see the chat, so I don't know where that is. I don't want to push any buttons to screw this up right now. So I'm going to post this. Any questions you have for me, please chat. I'll respond back. Please subscribe. My goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers in the next few months. Remember, coachkenx@gmail.com is the way to contact me. If you want to talk about coaching, I'll put together a plan for you. I can do off-season prep where I don't do any bulk things because bulk just means you're going to get fat. I recently had a client leave and he went from 190 at his show, I think, to 230. I said, well, I keep in contact with him. I said, why do you want to go from a ripped 190 to 230 pounds in about 4 or 5 months? To me, it doesn't make sense. Stay at 200 pounds, grow into 200 pounds, stay lean, still be bigger. You can't just put on fat all the time, 30 pounds, and just expect to I don't know, work harder for a prep. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But if you need some help with coaching, you want to talk to me one-on-one, I'll be glad to chat with you, answer some questions. But if it gets any in-depth and I have to do homework, then I have to charge for my service. Unfortunately, that's what I do. So, but I hope that all of you guys out there, whatever prep coach you choose, be it not me or someone else, make sure, like I said, they're experienced. Make sure your philosophy fits their philosophy, or acquire their philosophy. If you think it's better or you want to try it, do it. Make sure your mindset is good and prep before you prep. Meaning, don't go into a show when you want to go into a contest prep. Don't go into that show thinking, oh, I need 12 weeks. You don't know if you need 12 weeks or not. I would know, but you think you do, but maybe you don't. because I see a lot of people that crash diet too quick, come out flat, soft, don't look right. They just don't do well. Let someone assess you first. You know, you can assess yourself, but you can be critical on yourself. And some people, what they'll do is be overcritical and say, "I'm just not ready. I'm not big enough," or "I don't care. It doesn't matter." Dexter Jackson was a pro at 143 pounds. So that being said, hope one has a great day today. Again, I'm gonna start posting some more videos, hopefully every couple days for the next so many weeks or so. Um, I'm only taking on a few clients right now. I'm still pretty busy with a lot of things, like I said, I have going on. Sorry, I keep slouching in my chair, but let's chat. Let's talk. Tell me things and ask me questions of things you wanted me to talk about. We can talk about SARMs. We can talk about contest prep. We can talk about nutrition. We can talk about training, especially high intensity training. I don't think a lot of people out there today really know how intense training can be or should be to grow muscle. Even during contest prep, you still need to push hard. I've got a client coming in tomorrow out of town. We're going to videotape it. His name's Kevin. He's already done a show. His very first one. He thought he couldn't do it. He did it. And he was super happy. He's just pumped. He just wants to keep growing and growing. So put on about, I'll have to ask him how much he put on this past off season. I think about 6 or 8 pounds in maybe 7, 8, 9 months, maybe 26 weeks or so, something like that. So about 6 months. But we'll talk. We're gonna talk tomorrow. We're gonna go through a workout. We're gonna film it. Should be a lot of fun. I'm gonna work out with him. We're gonna do back and shoulders. I'm nursing an injury on my shoulder right now because I'm old. I'm getting close to 50. So the shoulder's been. I don't know what's going on. It's irritating me quite a bit, but I still push through the pain as best I can. So shoulders I'll probably be a little light on, but back I could probably do a few things harder. But we're gonna push him and get him on track because he's not quite sure if he can create the intensity he's supposed to create. So we've not worked out together yet, but we've done some posing. We'll do some posing tomorrow as well. We'll film that too, so you guys see what I do as a posing coach. And from there, hope everyone has a great day. Sorry I rambled too much, but I want to get as much in today as I possibly can because I'm back on the scene again. I've been out for a long time, so people keep asking, emailing, "Hey, where you been? What you doing? You still coaching?" Yes, yes, yes. So just kind of scaled back a little bit for a while. Other than that, please check out my website at enhancedathlete.weebly.com. You can check out some contest prep pics, or you can look at Instagram, which is Coach Ken X, and we'll go from there. Please comment, subscribe, follow. Let's get social, brother. Take care. Have a great day. I don't know how to turn this off, so I'm going to try.